Good morning, ducks! Alright, we got an egg. I think Bumble Foot Duck is feeling a lot better. I'm not. Way too much apple crisp last night. I only ate half of it too. I controlled myself and it still was too much. That double topping, whoa, I'm feeling it today. I'm just cooking up some breakfast right now. I slept in. The weird thing this morning, guys, is the ducks are like absolutely silent outside. I got my window wide open. I got my sliding door open about 2 inches. And I set my alarm for 6:30 and I got up and I was laying there. I turned the alarm off and I was just laying there and I was like, there was no sound in my yard. So I just laid there listening to the absolute silence, like just the odd bird sound. And I fell back asleep. And the ducks still fast asleep out there. I don't get it, man. They're like, unless they just played too much yesterday in the rain. It's the only thing that makes any sense. It is 2 below and really windy outside because that's what finally woke me up was the wind. I can't believe it. I fell back asleep. Man, I'm telling you, this being sick thing and getting better, I'm not used to it. The word rest and recovery is something that I've never been much of a person to indulge in. I'm usually just always go. But an egg, that's awesome. So she must be getting over the bumblefoot stress of the infection because the way she's courting strippers, she seems to be a lot better. Now I gotta be quiet. Stripper's making some really strange noises since I put Bumblefoot Duck in here. Of course, be quiet as soon as I put the camera on you. It's almost like Stripper's a male. But I know he's not. Well, I shouldn't say I know. We've yet to see an egg out of her. But she doesn't have the green head, you know, and that's what she's crossed with a ruin, so. And all the other crossbreeds always had a little bit of tinge of green in their head. See, I don't have the camera pointing at them, so they're making all the noises now. Alright, I gotta go have my breakfast, guys. I gotta get some real food into me. Then I do my chores, and then I gotta go to town, and I'm gonna put off the straw run till tomorrow. Did you run out? You do, don't you? You cooked yourself laying on the living room floor in the sun. Go on. Alright, we're gonna get Bumblefoot her soak while I do egg recon, do the duck water, do some duck chores, finish my edit, then go to town. That's the plan today. So I'm just so happy that she's walking. She is, well, the fact that she's laid an egg, guys, that is, that just tells you like the amount of stress that has gone from her body because she hasn't laid an egg since we brought her in. She's really close to going back to the flock. I'd say 1 more week. 1 more week. We got some nasty weather coming. I was shocked when I looked at the weather. Minus 18 on Saturday night, they're calling. Minus 18 in April. Anyways, let's get this underway here today. As soon as I started filling the pail up, she perked her head up. It's like she knows what's happening, but she's going to resist it. Come here, duck. Come here. Let me see your feet. On. Okay. Oh, you're not going to cooperate. Oh, guys, look it. Okay, I got to turn her over here. The black dot is completely gone. Look at that. Whatever was in her foot is gone. She's fixed. Well, I'm going to give her 1 more soak. Keep her in for another couple days just to make sure. But the black dot, which is the bumblefoot, which means that, you know, there's something lodged in her foot or, you know, a sliver or a rock or, you know, whatever it was. The Epsom salts drew it out and you can see it just a light purple. Well, it's not purple. Well, it looks bruised a little bit. Right dead center. Oh, ducky. That's awesome. I did it. I'm quite proud, guys, of myself. Okay, relax. You need to have this soak This is the last soak though, which actually worked out perfect because I burnt through all of those Epsom salts. 2 kilogram bag. I didn't measure it perfectly. I was just pouring it in. But that's basically a bag of salt. Fixed her. Awesome. Well, first aid recon. All right, let's go out and do the chores. That's so awesome that our foot has that black dot on it. Must have just fell off last night because when I gave her her spray yesterday, I didn't soak her yesterday. Or did I soak? Yes, I did soak her. Oh, I'm all screwed up. The black dot was there yesterday, so she's. It must have fell off last night. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did soak her yesterday. I'm losing it here, guys. Oh, so much going on. Yeah, I don't know. Some of you have probably already seen the comment in the comment section of yesterday's video. Our eBay scammer has officially revealed his identity on the channel. Now I blocked him. I don't need his crap on the channel. We don't need to give him any more exposure than he already has given himself. But I couldn't believe the dribble, the comment diarrhea. That's what I'll call it. Comment diarrhea. You know, he told his lie enough that he believes it. It's really quite amazing. But that's the way they usually work, you know. They keep telling the same thing over and over and over. You know, what is, I think, what was it? I forget who it was. There's a famous politician. Might have been Hitler. I'm trying to think, or it was someone back in that time era where, you know, maybe it was even Churchill actually. You know, you tell a lie enough, it becomes the truth. Or you tell a big enough lie and tell it as often as possible, it becomes the truth. This guy, I read his comment, and it was like, oh man, like you know, the most important part that he omits, the most important part, guys, is that it was the same PayPal account. You know, it's irrelevant that it was two eBay user IDs. It was the exact same PayPal account, identical. That's how I proved that it was him. But he neglected to state that in his defense on the comment, or, you know, just so lie. Anyways, he's blocked, and I can't believe that eBay reinstated his account, his scamming account, that they scammed me. That blows me away too, because it definitely was unregistered. I have video proof of that. I shared it with you guys, and I just looked this morning and it's registered again. So he's appealed it. Who knows? eBay is one absolutely screwed up site, guys. I've been on eBay 8 years, and I had a pretty good business on eBay for a while. I actually developed a pretty good sports business. I was doing like 4,000 transactions a month. It was big. I was doing serious numbers. It was a good business. Then, you know, the crash happened and it changed everything in 2008, 2009. But it has changed. That site is so screwed up. I do not recommend it as a site to do business or to build a business on. Because I could tell you, just a freaking... I wish I would have kept all the notes over the years of what that company put me through. Invite me into special programs and test subjects and pilot programs and like and figuring out their site problems, because I'm in eBay Canada, and the US would change things that would affect Canadian sellers that they didn't know. Like, they didn't even know that the change they made in the US affected the Canadian site, and the things that went on, like it was absolutely crazy. Actually, I wish I would have kept all the emails, because it was just a book of crap, talking to the vice president of eBay in the States and the vice president of selling experience, and back and forth, and explaining to them all the things they were doing that was destroying the selling, and they were oblivious to it. They just, one, I don't think they honestly cared, because Canada was so small, but they just didn't care. Everything was about big corporations getting, you know, because eBay, when I started on eBay, it was a little site. No, it was a big site, but it was meant for little sellers, you know, independent people wanting to sell stuff and do auctions. And those were the days when it was all auctions. There was no buy it now, or very few buy it now, because it was too expensive to post buy it now. But, they made a big decision there in 2009, 2010, when they got that Meg, I forget her last name, she became the CEO of eBay, and she decided that it was time for eBay to become an Amazon clone. And that was, from that point on, it was just, how do we screw sellers and keep buyers? Because everything was about keeping buyers for the site, because they felt they were losing buyers. And now the site's gone right over to the other side, where it's like, screw the sellers, we don't care, we just want more buyers. And it's like, that is not how business works, guys. It's a two-way street. Buyers have to be legitimate buyers, and sellers have to be legitimate sellers, and for it to work. And I'm so looking forward to the day that no more eBay. I'm telling you, I at first, I thought I was just a little bit crazy. I thought, I'll become a YouTuber, and I'm so glad I started down this path, 3 years ago. Because if I wouldn't have started down this path 3 years ago, the way eBay is now, I'd be homeless. I'd be absolutely homeless, because you can't make any money on the site anymore as an independent little seller. You've got to go out, go full bore into it, and you're constantly at the mercy of unscrupulous buyers, like I just went through. I'm so glad that I'm coming to the end of that rope. YouTube and ducks and you, my fans, are way more fun. Way more fun, actually. So let's get the egg recon happening here, get chores done so I get my edit done, so that we can go on a road trip to town. Got to pick up patio stones today, that's it for sure. I can't believe how relaxed they are today, guys. They're like, I laid in bed this morning when my alarm went off, because I'm trying to get back into my groove again, because after this sickness thing, my sleep schedule is completely screwed up. But I could not believe how quiet everything was. I actually sat up in bed thinking that something was wrong. I thought someone stole all the ducks. Like, even right now, they're not even that active. It's like they're half asleep here. But this weekend, minus 18 Celsius Saturday night, they're calling for. Oh, a little ice in the water bucket this morning. Now, considering that it rained all night, well, it stopped raining. I forget what time it was. It stopped raining last night. I don't know, about 11. Right after I finished my third helping of apple crisp. Oh man, I'm paying for it today, guys. I got a junk food hangover. It's a homemade junk food hangover, but it's a junk food hangover. I had breakfast, trying to get some real food into me this morning, because I felt a little bit of gut rot. But at least, no preservatives. It was a 100% natural junk food hangover, it is a 100% natural junk food hangover. I can't even talk here. Just something about homemade treats, eh? And I love all wild apple crisp, guys. Now, even though those apples that I got last year aren't as good as my apples are a little stronger. Those are a little milder. I'm hoping this year the apple tree comes through, because the apple tree in my driveway are the ultimate cooking apple, because they're a truly wild apple. They've got a really strong taste when you cook them. The ones that I scored last fall on the side of the highway are not really a totally wild apple. What they are is from the orchard. The squirrels and that have littered the ditch with apples over the years, and that's why my road has so many apple trees, is because we have an apple orchard on the highway that the birds and Mother Nature has spread apple seeds throughout the ditches, and we have all these apple trees. So they're really a domesticated apple that's gone wild. So, but they're not a really true wild apple like the one on my front yard. The one in my front yard is ridiculously strong apple taste. It's so strong that you can't really. It's not a good apple to eat raw. It's not bitter. It's just really strong apple taste. Okay, no egg there. But it makes the ultimate apple crisp. It makes really good oatmeal too. Apple and oatmeal mixture. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, look at this. They were all picking at the egg. They were going to break it. I got to get some hay. They need hay. I'm so happy that Bumble Foot Duck is the black dot's gone because it was there yesterday. She'll be back in the flock here 2 more days. I'll bring her out. Maybe even tomorrow. We'll see how she's doing tomorrow. No eggs out here. All right, let's start egg recon. Plus I got to get hay and I got to get my edit done. And I want to pick up some patio stones today. Plus I have to go to the post office. They're actually open today. I'm hoping. I ordered some stuff from China and I hope it gets here soon. Actually, the Chinese eBay sellers are nicer to deal with than the North American scammers. All right, eggs. And guys, the eggs are going to the Asian grocery store right now. They're actually going to come up this week to pick them up. I've got about I think about 550 eggs in the house. Don't make a lot of money because they're picking them up. They bend me over on the price because it costs too much to drive there. Plus the old truck, I don't trust it. I'm trying to conserve the old truck for straw runs and feed runs this year because this is the last year for the old truck. So basically I'm getting about 35 cents an egg. I'm just raking in the dough. It helps pay the duck feed. Everything helps. You guys help. It's a big community event here. Keeping the show going. Honestly, I think it's the best community on YouTube. I'm so lucky that I have so many good people watching the show. All right, where's Doug? Oh, he's on the deck. Look at that, sunning himself. Oh, Dougie. That's a good dog. But he did go on a rip, guys. He did disappear for a little while in the bush. And when he came back, he was panting. He was doing some serious running in the bush. Pretty soon, though, I'm going to have to really keep an eye on him because when that lake turns into that black slush ice, that's when it's like dangerous. I've already had a run-in with that black slush ice and dogs many years ago. I had, it was actually Buddy and Rocco. They were out and they went out onto the ice and they fell through and disappeared. And these two dogs would never take off. And I was sitting in the couch having my morning coffee and I couldn't figure out where they went. And something told me to go on the back deck. Went on the back deck and Rocco was yelping. And Rocco was the kind of dog never yelped. He was just one of those types of dogs that yelping wasn't part of his life. So I threw on my rubber boots, ran towards the lake, and there they were, 30 feet out from the dock in the water. They had broken through the ice, and they had swam like about 50 feet of ice, breaking it, coming into the towards the shoreline, but never made it. And me, like a crazy human, in my house coat and wearing rubber boots, I walked out onto the ice and I put my hand on the back of their heads, which is the thing I had trained them how to get out of the water, specifically in a boat. And I put my hand on the back of their heads and they used their necks and got themselves out of the water. And then I put them in the hot tub. When I got back to the house, soaked them in the hot tub. And guys, they were so cold. Over 12 hours later, their tongues were still ice cold. They spent the whole day in the house, but the thing was, I had them in the hot tub, soaking. And because Rocco and Buddy were part lab, they had that amazing lab fur, and that's the only reason they didn't die from hypothermia, was because of the water dog fur. Because that's the only reason they didn't get soaked like right to the skin right away. Now, when I found them, they were soaked right to the skin, absolutely, completely seized up, cold. But they scared the crap out of me that day. So I'm a little bit freaked out when it comes to black ice in the spring. That's a big pail of eggs, guys. I didn't keep track of the count as I was talking to you there, rambling. So I don't know, but it looks like a pretty good count. It's pretty heavy, I know that much. Okay, duck feed next. Dougie, you wouldn't last long if you fell through the ice and I didn't find you right away. You don't have the fur like my previous dogs. That was, bar none, guys, one of the scariest things that I've ever gone through, because I could have lost both my dogs that morning. And then the thing was, not that night, the next night I had a friend over, and his girlfriend was telling a story that we're all eating supper, and his girlfriend told a story about how she was driving down Bank Street in Ottawa and saw two little dogs on the ice. And then she said that she was at a 7-Eleven and saw a lost sign about two little dogs. So when she told me that story the next night at supper, and I had just the day before dealt with it myself, it hit home really a little too close for me. So don't worry, guys. I'm monitoring ice conditions big time. And when it gets to that point, Doug will be either tied up or under complete supervision, because dogs don't understand. They walk on the ice all winter and spring, and then all of a sudden it becomes not. They don't understand the not part. I've got to be the reasoning power for Doug when it comes to this stuff. And after all, guys, it's really only a second spring here, because after my dogs did that Buddy and Rocco, they never went on the ice in the spring again. They would run the ice in the winter. They would, they would run it when it was white. But as soon as it would change color, every year after that, they wouldn't go on it. As soon as it changed color, the dogs wouldn't get on the ice. And they even taught Spike to stay off the ice. Well, I don't know if they taught him. It's just that they would quit running the ice as soon as it changed colors. I think the severe shock of the cold was a lesson they learned. Just like Stripper, she knew where the barn door was, 6 months later? I couldn't believe that when I was editing, and I was like, oh man, that duck is smart to remember that. Like, she's just a little bird brain. We'll take care of Bumble Foot Duck, and then I'll get some hay for the little duckies. Oh, there you are, little duck. How you doing? I can't believe how well you have healed. All right, give me your head. We don't need you jumping out making a mess. I already dealt with one of those already. All right, there you go. I'm so happy, guys, that black dot is gone, because that means whatever was stuck in her foot is gone. You're gonna stay. Oh yeah, her legs almost the same size. I'm looking here. It's pretty close. So a week ago, I thought we were going to lose her. I thought for sure, there was nothing I could do for her. And look at her. She's ready to mate. She's courting Stripper. So what I'm going to do is, not today, probably tomorrow, I'll take her out. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. Awesome stuff. Fresh water. Okay, the drakes are fighting, and two females are mating each other. You gonna let me get the hose here, ducks? Okay, whoa, okay, now I just got sprayed.
Well, I more likely edit that out, guys. It was just the hose spraying everywhere. I think I got some on the lens. Which, by the way, a couple days ago, I noticed when I was editing that the pivot heads were really, really foggy. And you know what it was, guys? I broke out with that crazy rash from the medication. Well, I've been putting cream on myself to help my the bumps. Like, it's driving me nuts. The bumps are still today. I still got bumps, scabs all over my chest. So I've been using the cream. And I guess I had the cream on my fingers, my hands. And you know how you push your glasses back onto your face, pushing by the center of the frame? Well, the center of the frame on the pivot heads is the lens where the camera is. And I put cream on the lens. So the whole day, everything I shot had this fog to it. And at first I thought there was, this is really strange, temperature change. And then I got looking at it and I could see on one pair of the glasses, I could actually see my fingerprint with the cream on the lens. Because I always try to consciously not push by the center of the glasses to put them back on my face. I consciously, try to do it by the side of the lens or the side of the frame, and stay away from the center. But I guess that day I was just brain dead and my fingers had the cream on them still from, lubing myself up, trying to get rid of this itch. Okay, this little female, she's cooperating she's a submarine duck. Alright, I gotta get to editing because I've got to go to the post office and I have to get patio stones today because we still got some warm weather this week, so the mud's gonna get bad in front of the pen, and then we're gonna get minus 18 degrees. Minus 18 on Saturday. Spring in Canada. I'm washing everything up and I'm just putting things away and I hear the door on the back shed here bang from the wind, and I remembered, oh hey, almost forgot. And the ducks have eaten everything in the pen, so it's time for a batch of hay for them. I totally forgot. I'm brain dead. Losing it here. The dog's getting trolled. The grid works good though on the mud situation. I see I'd already locked everything up here. I had a little bit of brain fart action happening. Considering, we had 14 degrees, and then we had the rain, which it rained like crazy, and now we've got this, winter type weather back. Everything's nice and icy, slippery. Perfect weather to catch a spring cold. Oh, I'm gonna have such a mess to clean up when this all melts. All right, ducks, you've got your hay. Enjoy it. You got water. You're sticking close today, Doug. What's going on with you? You are doing a lot of barking at the birds, though. Oh, Dougie. You're such a little snuggle bunny in the morning. This dog, guys, is unbelievable. He'll keep you in bed all day if you let him. He just keeps snuggling you. But then in the next, blink of an eye, you can be out here running around like crazy and go all day running. So, from one extreme to the other. Lazy house dog to a non-stop runner. You got the gamut covered, don't you, Doug? Well, this will more than likely be the last treatment for Bumble Foot Duck. Come here, girl. Let me see your foot. Oh yeah, guys, look at that. That's almost a perfect duck foot. No swelling worth speaking about. Yeah, this will be the last treatment. You'll be out tomorrow, duck. Not you, stripper. A little while yet to go. Not much longer. You'll be back with actually, probably when the ducks start roaming the yard, that's when stripper will get out. And then she'll be no longer my duck.
I got a little bit sad there when I thought, when stripper goes back to the flock, I will officially no longer exist to her. She will be gone. She will be with the ducks. And chances are I will not be able to get near her. She will run every time. I will just become the human. Oh no, run. Alright, I'm going to go do my edit, guys. No, I got to spray a dog belly off first. He wants to come in. And I can't trust him outside yet without me. Because he just does too much running. And when I'm editing, I don't want to be thinking about where Doug is. I'd rather have him inside. And that way I can focus on the edit and get on with my day. I did eat more than I originally thought. I was just pouring myself a glass of water and I looked in the fridge. I'm not having any right now, guys, but I have to show you, like I ate 2/3 of it. That's why I feel so bad. I was getting some water because I found it really dry and it's all the sugar and you know, there's like a lot of brown sugar in it. And I was like, I'm hungover is what I am. I've got a food hangover. And I know why now. 2/3 of a apple crisp that would have been enough for 5 people. I ate by myself last night. Didn't have supper either. Bad. Anyways, having real supper tonight though.
You know where we're going, aren't we, Doug? I don't know if the concrete place is going to be open or not, but I have to go to the post office. So if the post office takes longer than I anticipate, I'll have to do a 2 run to town, patio stones, and then go and get straw. Doug, come! Come on, Doug. He's going to walk around the front. Yeah. Oh, Doug. Oh, you're a goof. Let's go. It's a mud mess. Soon, Dougie. Spring will be here. For real. I can't believe this weekend. -18. Alright, let's get going. And hopefully I can make it to the concrete place. Oh, well, you didn't jump on my seat. With muddy feet. With muddy feet. That's a good dog. He prefers when he has muddy feet. Don't you, Doug? I'm thinking that concrete place closes at 4 or 4:30. Oh, just a little bit of a flood there. Hello? Oh, this is the deluxe office. Hello? No, Doug, you're not locking me out. Get back. I'll take the keys. Well, I found somebody. Doug, you're unbelievable. Sit. Sit, Dougie. Just be a good dog. I know, it's just too much excitement, eh? But you can't get out. I know you'd love to get out, but this is a dangerous place for dogs to be running around. He's sitting on the driver's seat crying. Right here.
You feeding ducks or what are you doing now?
I got a mud problem I got to deal with by the duck pen, so I meant to do this last fall, and I didn't. So now I'm going to deal with it in the mud. Are you comfortable, Doug? Oh man, the truck's cab's too small for both of us, isn't it? Just not enough room for a big dog in here. It was a pretty mild winter, though.
Oh boy, it was good, eh?
Oh.
87.58.
87.58. Something's telling me, Dougie, I should have bought 24 by 30. I think I need 2 of those for the duck feeder. But I've got some extras, 2 by 2s, just in case I need them, because I know you can always use extra patio stones. We're home, Doug. I'll get the ducks some water. I think I'm going to have a real supper. Believe it or not, guys, I'm still feeling really sick from too much apple crisp. I'm paying for it.
No, you're not coming out, Doug. I just cleaned you. He wants to come out and get muddy. I just cleaned all the mud off him. All right, I'm gonna do the water for the ducks.
and then I'm going to have my supper, real supper. I can't believe it. I'm still paying for the apple crisp, guys. I'm telling you, just like I owe way too much last night, way too much. All right, well, let's get the water happening. Oh, I got a couple of messages. I'm telling you guys, I have no reason to lie about this eBay thing. I don't get it. You know, I'm actually, some people, they want proof. It's like, I'm giving you proof. I'm not going to, I can't share personal information. That is a big no-no. I'm not going to share personal information. You know, as much as I hate this scammer, or dislike this scammer, I should say, and what he did, I'm not going to start sharing all his personal information. You know, I could if I was irresponsible, but I'm not going to. But I actually had a couple of people, you know, they flat out told me I was lying, and they wanted to see proof. I'm like, who are you, the internet police? But anyways, I think one of them, I've never seen them before on the channel, and his user ID contacted me, and I'm thinking it was a friend, because I think they're trying to set a trap of getting me to share information I shouldn't share. But all I know, guys, is I videotaped. I showed, you know, the account was unregistered. It's on the channel on YouTube. It was on right in the video. I took my camera and showed you the screen. And you don't become unregistered on eBay unless you've done something wrong. And the whole thing I've been saying is that, you know, it was a linked account, and the PayPal account, you know, proved it was linked from both accounts. You know, you can't have, you know, 2 eBay memberships and have one PayPal account, because eBay classes that as the same person. Because if you start doing, you know, nefarious type activities on the site, and you're using, you know, the same PayPal account, you're the same person as far as they're concerned. Which you are, you know, it's the bottom line. If you buy with one eBay account and use your, you know, use a PayPal account to pay for it, to scam, and then you have another eBay account for selling that, you know, that is the exact same PayPal account, same email address, same contact information, everything's the same, it's pretty well the same person. And that's how they got unregistered. You know, that morning I clearly showed the video that they were unregistered. Now this person, you know, 2 people actually, which is really strange, because both messages were very similarly worded. Like they weren't identical, but it was sort of like the same drift. Like it was almost like, you know, when you sit down with a couple people and you say, okay, say this, and everybody sort of says the same thing, but it's not exactly the same thing. That's what it was like. I'm thinking it was a couple people. They're trying to set me up here to see if I will share private information, which I'm not going to do that. I'll save that for if I have to go to court, because I've been down this path before, and that's why I haven't, you know, said their name, and I haven't bashed them, you know, other than calling them the eBay scammer, which they seem to have taken this title on, because when I say eBay scammer, they get all in a huff, and you know, there's no links below this video. Their name is not, you know, said in the video, other than eBay scammer. And the eBay scammer part, like I said, guys, they seem to have taken this name on. They keep getting upset when I say eBay scammer. But if you think about it, you know, we got a couple new viewers that are watching the show to see if I'm, I guess we could say, bashing them. You know, so it's helping me on YouTube anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. You're not that interested in water tonight. Come on over, Duck, and play. Well, not interested at all. This is really tricky doing chores holding the big camera. I forgot. Come on, Duck, watch out. Pen's starting to stink again. Oh man, it needs to be cleaned out so bad. And we still got another freeze to go yet, like minus 18 on Saturday. That's crazy how cold we're getting. Minus 18, I can't believe it. April, I think it's April 3rd on the internet. Whatever Saturday night is. Freaking cold, man. Like April, especially in April, because it's so damp. It's not like getting minus 18 in January. You know, minus 18 in January, it's a dry cold, you know. Damp cold's worse. Are you coming over, Doc? Yes, I know. I'm filling the tub up with clean water. Wild ducks, guys. They're circling. Oh, it's hard reading on. Zoomed in, it's hard to catch them. Okay, I've lost them. Oh, they just laid an egg and broke it. Okay, she's gone. A duck just dropped an egg, and they were like on it like flies on poop. It must have been a rubber egg because they went after it really fast. So that's the first wild ducks that we've had, because all we've been having is Canada geese. All right, well, let the tub fill up. Got the patio stones in the back of the truck. I'll unload those tomorrow, and I'm gonna get this mud mess sort of taken care of. I bought some extra patio stones because, you know, you always need them. And, you know, I thought, you know, while I need 6, buy 10. And then I got driving away, and I thought to myself, I should have bought the 24-inch by 30-inch, 2 of them, because I stole 2 of them for the feeder. So because I've got to fix the feeder pad where the big feeder sits in the pen. Because like I said, I stole 2 patio stones from it last fall. I was just standing here enjoying the sound of the red-winged blackbirds and not having a dog barking because he's in the house. And I was just watching the ducks here, and they're just cleaning themselves like crazy. Grooming themselves all up. Pretty soon they'll be outside the pen. As soon as the lake opens up and it's harder for the predators to move around, then we can let the ducks out. But right now it's just too easy for foxes and coyotes to come from my neighbor's back property over there, because that's where they live. He's back in that deep bush, because there's probably between right here and the highway, there's a main highway probably about, I'm trying to think here, about 2 kilometers as the crow flies. Maybe about 3,000 or 4,000 acres of bush between here and the highway, and lots of Mother Nature living there. Lots of predators, bears, you name it. The only thing I have never seen is cougars, but they are around here. I have never seen one. Pretty soon there'll be no snow. But the birds were so loud here just a few minutes ago. And now everybody's quieting down. And next week's Argo week. I think it's going to be next week. Well, we'll see what the ice situation is like in the bulrushes. Because as soon as that crusty snow is gone, then we can pack her down. Oh, patio stones tomorrow. I wish I would have done it last fall. But there was a lot of things happening here last fall. At one point there, we didn't know if Matt was going to be here much longer. They didn't eat much hay today. I was looking, they barely even touched it, actually. Just right to the disgusting water. Man, they got a crazy immune system. Fresh water. Just can't help themselves. I think tomorrow Bumble Foot Duck is going to come out. I think she can come out. I think it's time. With that black dot gone. And then there's Stripper. And as soon as the weather turns that she can come out, She'll be with their flock. As we know, she wants to be with the flock really bad. Alright, girls, I'm going to grab the hose. Don't splash me. Relax. Alright guys, I'm going to go and have my supper. I got the ducks taken care of. They really want to do some roaming. It's bad. I think they're going a little stir crazy here in the pen. They need more room. And I'm thinking what they really need is to do some drilling in some virgin mud. Because this is pretty disgusting mud in this place. Alright, I'm off for the night.
And don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends and enjoy the show.